Hey everyone, Matthew Cooke, founder and CEO of GTC Golf Academy, and I'm going to show you today how to get out of a bunker, greenside bunker on the golf course, in a way that's going to help you strike the ball more consistently and get the ball always out of the bunker, but more importantly closer to the hole. Now I'm going to share with you something I learned from KJ Choi, a professional golfer. I'm sure if you're a golfer watching this you know of KJ Choi. I'm going to share with you an exercise and a drill that he does to improve something super important when it comes to ball striking in a bunker. And that also runs in line with something I learned from probably the most renowned and recognized brand in golf for a very long time, for decades, which is Ping Golf. I work closely with them guys, and I know the number one thing that the best players on the planet are trying to do and trying to focus on when it comes to hitting short game shots, whether that's chipping, pitching, or bunker shots, it's the same one thing that they're trying to focus on. So I'm going to share that with you in here, and I'm also going to share with you a drill and an exercise that KJ Choi does that will help you almost instantly hit better bunker shots. So I work a lot with golfers that shoot in the mid-80s or the low 90s, and I help golfers go from shooting mid-80s to breaking 80, or from 90s to shooting consistently in the 80s. And they all, when it comes to bunkers, they all have the same issue. Although the better golfers that shoot in the mid-80s, they just don't display as wide of a gap of the issue. Like it's the same issue, but better players are just a smaller margin of error. So first I want to share with you just some basic principles to setting up properly. Super simple. Greenside bunker, basic greenside bunker shot. We're going to put the ball, typically you obviously you can't put your club on the ground in a bunker, but for the purpose of this video I'm going to just draw some lines in here. But we want the ball position, let me just get lined up, we want the ball position to be forward in the stance. So if it's forward in the stance, we're in good shape. Then we want to stand wider, so that allows us to get lower, so then the bottom of the swing is lower under the ground. That means we hit more sand. Sand gets between the club face, it pops the ball right out. So you probably already know that, but if you didn't, there you go. So ball position forward, wider stance. We dig our feet in still, so we get even a little bit lower. And now this is the critical thing. I see too many golfers staying pretty evenly distributed with their weight. We actually want to get to this left side, so we position more weight in this left side, we get more pressure in the left side. And now here's the biggest issue that I see when it comes to bad ball striking and consistency in the bunker. Golfers, whether it's the 90 shooter or the mid 80 shooter or the low 80 shooter, they typically move laterally off the ball in the backswing and they get over to the right side. In a full swing, that's fine, but in a bunker shot, we don't want to move to the right side. We want to stay on the left. We want to keep the pressure in this left side. We don't want to move over here. So during this swing, we're going to keep the pressure in this left side. That's going to help us return the club to the point of the sand that we want to hit. So weight on the left, and we keep it there throughout this shot. And the ball pops out of the bunker easily. So that's just some basics when it comes to setting up to a bunker shot. Now I'm going to share with you the exercise that KJ Choi does, and that I know a lot of people, just through Ping Golf, I know a lot of players on the PGA Tour that do this. And it's super simple. It's almost silly how simple it is. So first, we don't need any golf balls. What we're going to do, it's called the line drill. So believe it or not, we draw another line. You know, nothing groundbreaking there. And what we do, and what I saw KJ Choi do, we took this to the next extreme. He drew a big line all the way around the bunker, so he had different undulating lies above his feet, below his feet, all sorts like that. But for this, I'm just going to show you the principles of it. Just a basic, simple line. We start at one side of the line. We take everything we just learned in the setup, and all we do is try to hit the line, just like that. And you'll be able to see from the rest of the line whether the club hit the ground behind the line, on the line, or after the line. Now we are trying to strike the line or a little bit after. At no point do we want to hit behind, and that's where everybody fails. They always hit behind the line. So you're going to get feedback straight away from where the club entered the sand, and then you just go again. And throughout this whole line, working from one side to the other, just naturally as a golfer, you're going to adapt and you're going to start to change. So you're going to improve just more naturally. So that was pretty good. I struck the line right on top of it there. And you go from one side of the line to the other. And then if you want to up the ante a little bit and get this drill going to be a little bit harder, take it to the next level, you start adding some golf balls in. So between the shots, between these practice swings and hitting this line, there's going to be a golf ball in the way. So now you'll get to see, not by trying to hit the ball, just focusing on still hitting the line, but a ball gets in the way. And now you'll start to see how the ball reacts to this new way of you striking the sand. So it's pretty cool. Now most people tend to start focusing on hitting the ball. I don't want you to do that. I want you to just stick to trying to strike the sand. And then you get to the ball. Still, you're just trying to strike the sand. And if you strike the sand, you'll see the ball just pops out easily without you even thinking of anything to do with hitting the ball. So you get to the ball again. The only focus is on the sand and the line. The ball pops right out. Not once did I think about hitting that ball then. I only thought about the line. You do that, you'll get the ball out every time. And then from that point, the length that you swing, so the length of the swing will start to control the distance. But first, just learn to get out the sand every time and strike the ball better. And that's how you do it right there.